A lot of you guys were talking about Churchill Capital stock, CCIV, and things are looking pretty good for the company. My predictions on the price, what's going to happen, what you guys as investors should know, because this stock has been thrown around for quite some time. The volume is always incredibly high every single day at 67 million to like 96 million. At one point, the volume was almost 200 million in a single day, but recently the volume has been pretty stable at roughly 40, 50, 60 million, around that ballpark. So it's pretty good. And so far, this is a SPAC stock that has risen from $10 a share to $52 a share based on just talks of rumors to be merging with Lucid Motors. Now, a lot of these rumors are backed up by a lot of information and they're kind of like virtually confirmed already. But if you look at the overall chart, it's looking pretty good. It has this like one massive surge. It stabilized around that region, a major surge here, stabilization, a third one, and then a fourth one. Recently, it did go down 8.8%. But then it went back up again, and over the weekend, we're getting more news about that Churchill Capital could actually be merging up with Lucid Motors. So what's so special about Lucid Motors, and why is everyone going pretty crazy with it? We all know that Tesla stock recently, it's been doing pretty well. Tesla has really good range, one of the best luxury car makers out there, and obviously everyone is trying to invest in the next hot Tesla. Sure, NIO is pretty good. You got Rivian coming out, but you want to be investing in a luxury car manufacturer, maybe one that is coming from America and also one that has a factory. Lucid essentially has some pretty cool revelations. Lucid essentially has a lot of pretty cool stuff along with an upcoming factory, and they already are saying that they will be delivering their stuff very soon, and they're trying to make their own charging stations, which is very similar to what Tesla's doing, experience, and essentially trying to sell this really luxurious vehicle and just kind of going with what Tesla's doing. You know how Tesla has this really amazing electric car and they have dealerships everywhere, they have like charging stations, autopilot, and this is exactly what Lucid is doing. Obviously though, you can't really compare 100% that Lucid is exactly like Tesla, but I feel like because Churchill Capital CCIV is currently only in talks, this stock isn't really going to go up that much anymore. It's going to hover at $50 to $60. Now, once the talks are completely confirmed and if everything's going well, then we'll have a lot of individuals going into Lucid Air. So far, getting a lot of information recently about this because you got a lot of stuff saying how we could be seeing Lucid and also CCIV confirming the deal on Tuesday, February 23rd. And that is according to an article by Bloomberg. I just want to say something real quick. Bloomberg usually has an extremely good reputation when it comes to SPAC stocks. I don't think they've ever been wrong. When Bloomberg talks about a merger that is under talks, it always happens. Seriously, I don't ever see Bloomberg that has been wrong before on SPACs. I think the record is squeaky clean, and Bloomberg is saying that Lucid Motors will be essentially merging with CCIV Tuesday, February 23rd, and it's coming out very soon. Everyone is getting pretty excited, and I'm guessing share prices will definitely keep going up, and it's going to be a pretty wild ride. Let's just see what happens. Recently, we've been seeing a lot of stocks having insane momentums going all the way to the moon. And by the way, Lucid Motors, if this does happen, they also have their own autopilot system that is equipped with several different LiDAR sensors. It's very similar to a Tesla style autopilot. They call it Dream Drive. And this isn't going to be as superior as Tesla, but you can actually do full autopilot on the major highways, but you cannot do autopilot in inner metropolitan cities, which is a big bummer. But still though, here in the United States, if you check out Audi, if you check out General Motors, Mercedes-Benz, none of them actually have autopilot that lets you drive completely autonomously on the highway, whereas Lucid is trying to develop this as well. You can clearly see what Lucid is doing. A lot of the things that they're aiming for are very similar to what Tesla is doing for. So essentially, the Lucid Air does have a really good autopilot system, which they will improve the autopilot already being fully available in inner metropolitan cities with the FSD beta. I feel like Lucid Motors are already spending so much money researching autopilot, they might actually succeed. And the vehicles are priced very competitively. Like, you want to have the vehicles at a pretty high price range. Like, they start at roughly $70,000. That's not cheap at all. and essentially trying to brand themselves as a very luxury company. And that's pretty smart. You want to be announcing a very expensive sedan in the beginning just to seal in the fact that you're a luxury brand. And essentially Lucid wants to be going toe to toe with Tesla at this current moment. And so far, this dream drive is looking pretty good. So far, the 2021 Lucid Air is getting a lot of attention. They already have several thousand of pre-orders coming out. So let's just see if they could manage to do this. And by the way, hedge funds are also buying into Lucid. Lucid has also shown off their battery pack in a recent video. That's also pretty interesting. And by the way, there's a lot of individuals actually purchasing into Lucid. Now keep in mind that hedge funds will not be spending this much money buying an overpriced SPAC if there is no merger. Keep in mind that CCIV without Lucid is essentially just a blank check company. If the merger talks do not go through, let's just say share prices go from $52 down to $10 to $11. That's a massive loss. And hedge funds are pretty smart. They wouldn't go in if they don't have a high chance of winning, which essentially, if the talks get confirmed, we will be seeing a ton of big money hopping onto Lucid. Now, let's just see what happens. I'm really curious to see what Lucid has to offer. Keep in mind that this is very different from Nikola Motors because Lucid actually has a working car, have a working factory. The autopilot actually works. And this is like the next big thing. Who knows? Everyone is so obsessed to find the next Tesla that they will do anything. And by the way, the horsepower is very good. Over 500 miles of range per charge. And charging is extremely fast. Minutes to charge to 300 miles is only 20 minutes. Very, very quick, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. If you just look at the specs alone, Lucid Motors apparently is just as good as Tesla Model S. But let's just see what they have in store for the autopilot. I want to be seeing full delivery sometime soon, and it's looking very decent. The latest piece of news is obviously going to be Bloomberg. Bloomberg has this really incredible track record with SPACs, and since Lucid Motors could be nearing a deal with CCIV, I think the shares might actually pop. And some people even said that on Friday it dipped 8.8% was some sort of a manipulation in the shares. And so far recently, just like this weekend, everyone is going absolutely nuts about Bloomberg being so bold to the point saying how Lucid is going to be merged with Churchill Capital. So if you guys are short in the stock, you gotta be a little bit scared. Right now, the share prices are hitting an all-time high. I'm really curious to see how far CCIV could be going. I really do have a projection. It honestly could be hitting $100 a share if the deal is confirmed, because so many people right now have money, but they don't want to go in because if there is no deal, share prices go from $52 to $11 and your account is absolutely busted. But if the deal is confirmed, a lot of people are simply buying into Lucid even at a very high premium like $70 or $80, and they'll just simply hold it. Because I feel like because they have Dream Drive, Autopilot, and they're working on battery packs and stuff like that, maybe in the next few years it could be the next hot Tesla. That is exactly what individuals are banking on. They want to essentially go public with a $12 billion valuation, but right now it could be even more. We also are seeing a lot of Saudi cash going in because they're trying to get Lucid Motors to open a factory in Saudi Arabia. Currently, Saudi Arabia is trying to get a lot of these car manufacturers over here. I don't really blame them. Car manufacturers are honestly pretty profitable, and they're honestly very cool with a lot of engineers, high-paying jobs, etc. Let's see what happens. Really curious about Lucid, CCIV. If you guys are in the stock, comment below. How do you guys feel about Bloomberg report? And do you guys think the talks will go through? Thanks for watching.